So let me play the rest of this interview with Tucker Carlson and Vivek Ramaswamy talking about the state of our country and, of course, the actual Trojan horse.
He's actually engaged in this. He's running for president, and he's figured out what's actually going on. He joins us now. Vivek, thanks so much for coming on. What have you noticed about the kind of subtext to this race? What's actually going on here, do you think?
Yeah, well, look, I've been convinced for a long time, Tucker, that this was not going to be a standard Trump versus Biden race. Right. There's just been enough staring you in the face that made that obvious, right? You start with the trials and the civil trials and the prosecutions, and then they go to the non-prosecution and illegal removals from a ballot without trial on the Trump side. The thing that fascinated me about the Biden side of this, though, is you also see some of the same dynamics. The documents case for Biden trotting itself out after years, long ago in the Senate. You see a lot of other things with Biden. Why is the Hunter stuff coming out now when this has been known for 7 years? And so where I thought this was going was Gavin Newsom or Michelle Obama or whichever other puppet they're trotting out to replace Biden. But one of the things that's become clear to me, so that's where I thought this was going. It was not what was meeting the eye, for sure. I think what's become clear to me now, I'm in the thick of this GOP primary, is that the real puppet they're trotting out isn't Gavin Newsom. It isn't Michelle Obama. I was wrong about that, actually. I think the true puppet masters, the thing about them is they're fundamentally nonpartisan in nature. There's a few things they care about. Keeping the foreign war machine humming is high on the list. Keeping the administrative state's control of the United States is also high on the list. They found a much more convenient puppet within the Republican Party itself. It's not Gavin, it's not Michelle, it's Nikki, actually. And I think that if you just follow exactly who are the very people who are paying to keep Donald Trump off the ballot, who are funding the lawsuits that keep Trump off the ballot, the Reid Hoffmans of the world funding lawsuits against Trump, the Larry Finks of the world, the woke industrial complex, CEO of BlackRock. It's just obvious and hiding in plain sight. Who are these people propping up? It's not Biden, and it's not even Gavin Newsom. It's Nikki Haley within the Republican Party itself. And I think that that makes for a very convenient frontman, because then they actually have absolved themselves from any allegations of partisanship or Democratic partisanship against Donald Trump. They can say, oh, no, we're not partisans. We're actually bipartisan. Actually, the deep state, and I would say the managerial class more broadly, is fundamentally nonpartisan. They have their core objectives. And Nikki makes for a far better Trojan horse to actually accomplish that objective.
Right there. Anyone disagree? Anybody watching disagree? I'm telling y'all. Anybody disagree? I just listed off all of these billionaires throwing money at Nikki Haley, and they're primarily Democrats and Rhinocrats because they don't want President Trump there. Because why would a Rhinocrat not want President Trump? Because President Trump was already rich. He didn't need them. They couldn't control him. Well, we have some articles I want to share with you on this information as well.
Yeah, well, and if
about all of this. Look at this.
If people want to know more about that article that you just talked about the billionaires backing Nikki Haley, it was on Forbes magazine. And literally it said the reason why they're giving campaign money to Nikki Haley is because they want her to win the primary, because they believe that Biden might have a chance to win against her instead of Trump. And listen, look at this, Will. Ex-Obama manager urges liberal voters to support Nikki Haley to sabotage Trump. You can't make this up, right? Obama campaign manager David Plouffe suggested that if liberal voters support Nikki Haley in the primary, it could sabotage former Trump's chances at becoming president. He said, I think it's probably too distasteful for a lot of people. He said, but for those who would be up for it, the political strategist said it could be a good tactical move. I don't know if you will stop Trump, but it could help extend the primary. And then, Will, look at this. DeSantis, like, I don't know if you talked about it or not. Yeah, you did. Where it's only going to be DeSantis and Haley at the next CNN debate. Why do we have a Republican debate on CNN? Let's thank Arona for that move again. But anyways, DeSantis went on to say, he said that speaking with Fox News' Bill Hemmer on Wednesday, DeSantis chalked up a recent polling bump for Haley, along with a fundraising bump, Will just listed some of those, to help from the liberal media, painting her as the alternative Republican candidate to Trump. She's had a very difficult time recently because had been bumped up by liberal media, which I understand she's the liberal candidate running, and she's come under scrutiny, and she's not been able to handle basic questions that people are asking. Even the liberal Bloomberg is saying Nikki Haley needs to step up, take the gloves off, because she is the next candidate for Republicans.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot of people go, but Will, if Nikki Haley is the Trojan horse, why would the Democrats throw so much money into her? Shannon just explained it all. She just explained it. Because they believe that throwing money into Nikki Haley will get you to start supporting Nikki Haley and to reject President Trump. This is the whole game. It's the whole game. And see, I guess we're not supposed to be talking about it. I'm going to talk about it because I want as many people as possible to know about it, to know what they are doing. They're doing this to try to deceive every last one of us. And you know what? The Democrats pouring money into Nikki Haley, they know that money's gone. They know it's gone, right? Pour money to Nikki Haley because Nikki Haley won't have a chance against Joe Biden, but they know Trump will because Trump right now, he's winning. The polls, if the election happened today, I think every single state in the union would vote Trump. Every single state. And they know it. That's the reason why they're in blue states right now trying to remove President Trump from the ballot. Come on. It's like common sense here. Doesn't take much to think about it. That's the reason why they're doing this. And Democrats, they don't have an issue pouring money into a cause. You understand what I'm telling you? They will pour money into a cause knowing there's going to be no return on that money. They do it all the time. How do you think BLM got all the money that they received? And they went on a splurge. How do you think Trans-Tifa is funded? George Soros has no issues funding these people for their cause. And they keep saying, well, you know, Ramaswamy, he had a connection with George Soros back in the day. He had a connection with him back in the day. Well, how come George Soros not coming to Ramaswamy's defense right now? How come George Soros not pouring money to Ramaswamy if that's the case? Come on. Tell me. I want to know. Now, again, just like Will Johnson, Ramaswamy, he is not perfect. But come on. We have to be realistic here. We have to be realistic. Just think about how they're manipulating us. We've got to start looking at stuff when they present it to us, what's going on. For example, and you notice I haven't talked about it at all this week. Epstein, right? Because to me, even though it's a huge story, it really is. Could that possibly be a distraction? Could it? Let me know in the comments. Could the Epstein story be a distraction from our southern border, from what's happening in Israel? Because now they're talking about targeting U.S. facilities, not just overseas, but even here in the United States of America after they just killed one of their Hamas leaders. So now they're talking about attacking us here, but you notice the government state media, they're kind of quiet about it. But they're talking about Epstein because of Billy Clinton, right? Billy Clinton. And they do this every single time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we got Bill Clinton in the news right now. Trump. Right? Have y'all seen me do that before? You know, it's like the whole thing, the squirrel. Oh, Hunter Biden again. Hunter Biden's in the news. He's back. Look like he's going to be indicted. Trump. Every single time these Democrats get in a spotlight for some corruption that they have been doing, what do? Trump. Every single time. Has anyone else noticed the pattern? And see, the pattern started presenting itself even more to people when every time Hunter Biden got in trouble, there was an indictment of President Trump. What in the world does Hunter Biden have to do with President Trump? Even when the Twitter documents were coming out, showing the corruption with the FBI, what did they do? Trump. All roads for the left, for their minds, leads to President Trump. TDS is a real thing.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.